Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President Bill Clinton.
Thank you very much. This was a great panel, and I've got another good one coming, but we've got to do a couple of announcements first. As Dr. Kemp said earlier, more and more investors are becoming a force of social good. I admire the people on the last panel very much, and I thank them for what they've done. But I want to talk about another project. Since 2007, the Resolution Project has awarded fellowships to college students all around the world who seek to address global challenges through social entrepreneurship. These fellowships provide funding, mentoring, partnership opportunities, and a variety of pro bono professional services. I am glad to report that the Resolution Project has held its social pitch competition at each of our last CGI university meetings, providing critical early support for more than 100 CGI university students to date. In total, Resolution's work with CGIU has launched 60 new social ventures in 45 nations. More than 200,000 people have benefited from those ventures in areas that include job creation, poverty alleviation, access to health care, fighting climate change, increasing energy efficiency, education, and advancing the interests of women and girls. I want to introduce 4 Resolution Project Fellows who have fulfilled the promise of the program and their commitments, and therefore already making a difference in the world. First, Bonnie Chu of Lensational, Rose Wang of Six Foods, Hannah Darandunwala, and Samir Goel of Transfer Nation. All were selected to attend the 2016 CGI University meeting. They've been as good as their word, and they're going to build a better future for all of us. Let's give them a big hand.
When traveling in Istanbul years ago, I noticed several women who were fascinated by my camera, and I began to think about photography as more than capturing a moment or creating lasting memories. It is an opportunity for self-expression and empowerment. For women whose voices are rarely, if ever, heard, their photographs reflect their thoughts, dreams, and emotions. On the International Women's Day in 2013, through a grant and mentorship from the Resolution Project, I launched Lensational to provide cameras and photography training to marginalized women in developing countries. The women make some money through selling their works at Lensational, gain emotional satisfaction from self-expression, gain confidence in themselves, and feel less isolated through the community of women photographers. Whether showing joy or sorrow, the surprising or the banal, what is or what could be, photographs have no geographical limitations. When no one believed in the Lensational idea or in me, the Resolution Project did. Resolution shows young leaders that there is no better time than now to build a global movement united by purpose and passion. Resolution gave me the strength, resources, knowledge, and support to build a global movement of women who are united by their desire to tell their own stories and to work towards gender equality.
At Six Foods, we make food that is healthy, sustainable, and delicious from insects. I know you might be wondering how I got into this. I'm used to that quizzical and mildly disturbed look when I tell people what I do. But it started when I was in China, and my friends dared me to eat a fried scorpion. And I was hesitant, but up for a dare. And when I bit down, it tasted like shrimp. And back in the US, a week later, my college roommate sent me an article about why we should be eating insects. For example, it takes 2,000 gallons of water to make 1 pound of beef, but only 1 gallon of water to make a pound of crickets. And insects are higher in protein and have almost half the fat of beef. So to get Americans excited about eating bugs, we put crickets in America's favorite snack food, chips. So through chips, they have as much protein per serving as an egg white and 30% less fat than conventional chips. But it hasn't always been easy to get people to eat them. When we first started, everyone told us that we were crazy. That's everyone except for the Resolution Project that we met at the Igniting Innovation Summit. They saw promise in us, and the Resolution Project was our first source of validation and first source of funding. So faced with the barriers and risks of starting our own company fresh out of college, the Resolution Project provided us support, funding, and resources that enabled us to launch. To this day, Resolution continues to provide regular, personalized support for me and Six Foods, ensuring that we can achieve our goals, and we're partnered with Disney World. Knowing that they are behind us makes it so much easier to be a social entrepreneur. And that's important to me because I am a social entrepreneur. It's not just something that I do. And I believe that there is a more just world out there, and either I can sit back and wait for somebody else to do something, or I can do something. So it's a pretty simple choice.
Hi everyone, I'm Hannah, and this is my co-founder. In 2013, Samir and I co-founded Transfer Nation, which is a nonprofit that helps to redistribute the extra food from large corporate events here in New York, and redistributes it to local homeless shelters and soup kitchens. Like, how many of you have ever been to an event where there's a whole lot of food left over at the end, and you wonder, hey, what's gonna happen to this food? What we do is we pick up these hundreds of thousands of pounds of extra food and send it to local homeless shelters and people that can use it. So we met when we lived on the same floor in our dorm at NYU, so we've been friends for a long time. And in the last 2.5 years, we've come up with a system and partnerships that make it easy for corporate event planners and cafeterias to get in touch with the shelters that can use their extra food. So we quickly realized that one of the driving factors behind the food waste epidemic in America is not that people want to waste. It's a communication problem. People don't know who wants the extra food and how to get it to them. And so we came up with a way using technology to sort of channel the people who have extra food to the people who need it. So we partner with Fortune 500 companies and event venues to redistribute their excess food to shelters in the Bronx, Manhattan, and Brooklyn.
Transfer Nation has taken on the role of tackling issues of food waste and equitable access to food. We have rescued over 32,000 pounds of food and impacted approximately 20,000 lives by providing them with access to high-quality food. When we first started Transfer Nation, it was both incredibly rewarding and also a constant grind. Hannah and I would personally bring food from events to shelters every single day, cutting into any semblance of a social life that we had. What made it worth it was seeing the sheer happiness of those that we could help. None of this impact would have been possible if we hadn't received the Resolution Project Fellowship at the CGIU conference in 2014. This fellowship has provided us with essential resources, countless opportunities, and has taught us what mentorship truly means. Today, it costs us, on average, 65 cents to feed an individual for a day. It's efficient, but it's not enough. Going forward, we aim to rescue over 100,000 pounds of food annually and achieve a best-in-world rate of feeding people for 25 cents per day. We were proud to launch Transfer Nation at Resolution's Resolve annual gala and to be repurposing the extra food at today's meeting right here. So you're all part of the solution already.
Next sometimes somebody tells you they're worried about the future, tell them those stories.